To Cillian Murphy.
After taking over the box office last summer, Oppenheimer won big with 7 Oscars at this year's Academy Awards. And last month, KOCO uncovered Oklahoma's connection to the atomic bomb.
How Oklahoma Senator Elmer Thomas secretly approved millions in funding for the Manhattan Project. And after our story aired, we heard from another Oklahoman with a special tie to the Oppenheimer story.
And he sat down with our Cameron Seibert to share what it was like growing up right there at the center of the Manhattan Project.
My dad had this old camera.
Spread out across the coffee table.
I still had that 48 Pontiac. I got rid of that 36 Buick.
Some of the memories from John Wheeler's eventful life.
How old are you now?
Oh, 91, yes.
He's seen and done a lot, but John's early life is especially unique. He grew up during World War II, at the heart of the world's biggest secret in the 1940s.
We were there, but nobody knew.
79 years ago, John lived in Los Alamos, New Mexico, the small government-made town of around 6,000 people, and home to the Manhattan Project.
Did you know what was happening nearby? Did you know that it was part of the war effort or the secret stuff?
No, you could pretty well tell it was part of the war effort, but I had no idea what it was.
After 20 years working for OG&E, John's dad became an electrician at Los Alamos.
My dad, he was doing electric work and assisting a pair of scientists that had this Omega site.
It's been 80 years, but John still keeps some things to himself.
I better not go too much detail at that.
So there you are. When you look at that picture, what do you think?
Well, I think that's been a while.
John was 13 when he got to Los Alamos, and despite top secret science experiments and high-grade military equipment, life was pretty normal. He went on to graduate from Los Alamos High School, where he played ice hockey and joined a band. And like any teenage boy growing up, he found time to explore with his friends.
And a lot of times we got places we shouldn't have been.
That's where his adolescent experiences differed from the average kid.
They did test shots around different spots there in Los Alamos. And
so you would hear explosions and stuff?
They're just TNT, but not atomic explosions.
Right.
Yeah. But just to study some of the effects of the explosion.
Later that summer, the biggest test shot yet. Scientists were getting close to cracking the code on their new weapon.
After that test shot down at Alamogordo in July of 45, and they knew they had something there that actually went off, and it didn't blow the whole Earth up, and wasn't just a dud either. It was actually what they were looking for.
Los Alamos would be home to some of the world's best scientists, like Norris Bradbury.
But so Bradbury was
He was the director of Los Alamos after Oppenheimer.
Took over for Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
And here you are sitting right next to his son.
Yeah. I remember the famous Italian...
Fermi?
Fermi, yeah, that's who it was. My dad used to, he was bragging, I remember, about his kids being on the honor roll along with Fermi's kids there.
While at Los Alamos, John also had the important role of paper boy.
Did everybody want to get their hands on the paper?
Yeah. So our papers went real good.
He delivered the updates from the outside world, and eventually the answers. What was really going on in the labs at the top of the hill?
That was quite the news up there at that point, and it wasn't until the bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. That's when the rest of the world and us, except for the few scientists that actually knew what they were doing up there.
What was this John like?
Well, I was too bashful to do much.
Years later, John is a little less quiet, a storyteller. And since 1958, he's had someone special to share them with.
The nurses' dorm over here at Central State Hospital, and that's where Carol was. We got married 6/22/58. Don't tell anybody else that secret code word. Okay.
code ever.
Another top secret.
Yeah.
John's early life holds many secrets, atomic bombs and government projects. But these days he has new stories to tell of grandkids and the love of his life.
Find a good wife like Carol, and she's taking real good care of me here.
The world will remember this day.
The box office won big telling the story of Oppenheimer. But if you're lucky,
I can remember Edward Teller
John Wheeler will tell you the story of the real thing.
in the old theater number 2. That's where everything took place. Teller was arguing
Cameron Seibert,
that we needed to go ahead and build a H-bomb.
KOCO 5 News.